D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just finished the first episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I have to just say my first reaction was just kind of like meh. And but I am interested in seeing where they take this show. I think that just coming off of a height of WandaVision, because those two have powers and it was such a mystery, and then high expectations, and then a pretty low payoff, in my opinion. I think that this show, because this show was supposed to come out before WandaVision, so I feel like maybe this would have been better to start out with this one, just because this first episode is very slow. And I understand they're setting it up, and maybe hopefully the next episode picks up, because they only have 5 more episodes. This is a 6-episode season. I don't know if there's a season 2, but I'm very curious to see where they take this and what they do with it. But yeah. So I'm gonna break this episode down, and then give you my thoughts as we were going on this. But yeah, so why don't we get started on breaking down this episode? So it starts off with Falcon, Anthony Mackie's character. He is doing his laundry, and he's ironing his shirt and everything, because he's getting ready to go and make a big speech. And he's got the shield and everything, because remember, Cap gave him the shield at the end of Endgame. So he's and he's going through his thoughts and stuff like that, which is totally cool and everything. So I think this is a memory. So this is a memory of him. No, this is a memory of him. So he's going in this, and this is a great action sequence, and we'll talk about it. But there's a plane, and it's been hijacked. And these guys are filling him in. They're like, you need to get in there and everything. And but if it passes into Libyan space, we can't do anything. So you need to get to it and save this dude before they get there, because then it's war and everything. So he suits up and then jumps out the plane. And then we also get Torres here, which was a great character, by the way. I did like this character. I saw a lot of people online oh, I love Torres. And I'm like, I don't know this character, so I don't know if I like him or not. Just because you like him doesn't mean I'm going to like him automatically. But he is a good character. I actually did like him. So Falcon is flying through the air, and this action sequence was really, really great. I did like it a lot. You saw a lot of it in the trailers. Not a lot of it. You did see it in the trailers, and it was good. That's a good shot of him. So he's, flying through the air. He was using red hawk, or whatever it's called, silver hawk, whatever his little robot bird is called, and everything. But I did like this, where he lands on the plane and he looks in the cockpit and he sees the dead pilot, and he sees the other terrorist pilot guy, and I like how he sees him, and then he's like there's a guy on the thing, and he's all like I'm going to kill you and everything. And this is the Leaper, and if you remember correctly, he was in Captain America Winter Soldier, that movie, which was very good. And he was in the beginning of that movie. So then the Falcon he's flying through the space, and they've got this captain guy right here on the plane, and they're trying to take him to Libyan space and everything. So they're on the plane, and Anthony Mackie, Sam, the Falcon, he shows up, and he just starts whooping butt. And I liked it a lot. You saw some of that in the trailer. Also, he uses his wings as a shield. I liked that. That was very cool. He's fighting these guys off and stuff, and the plane's starting to go down. The autopilot kicks in, all that good stuff. He's fighting the Leaper. The Leaper's doing a good job of fighting him. These soldiers are on the ground. They're trying to track and everything. And they get into these little wing bat suits, or these squirrel bat suits, whatever they're called. I don't know. I don't care. You do it when you skydive, but you're trying to fly and everything, like those squirrels with the fake wings and everything. Super fun. And then the Leaper's all shooting at him and everything. So he goes out and they're flying. Now, this is my whole thing about this whole thing. I just want to, because I don't do this thing with jumping out of a plane, because I'm sane. But these guys are flying through caverns and stuff on these little things. And I'm all like, is this possible? Because I thought those little squirrels, when they do it, they're not flying, they're just gliding. So they can only do it for short distance of time. These guys go through so much area. It's like this huge area that they fly through. And I'm all like, See, the Falcon, I get it because he's got wings and a jet pack compulsion and everything. That I get. So that makes sense to me. This portion of the program doesn't make sense to me. I'm all like, these motherfuckers are flying all over the place, and I don't get how they're doing it. Like they're literally like floating through this cavern, and I'm like, yeah. So he's fighting them the whole time. Some helicopters show up. I'm assuming it's from the Libyan airspace or whatnot, and they're firing on Anthony Mackie, and I love how I'm calling him Anthony Mackie, Sam. So they're fighting on Sam and everything, and he's fighting these dudes at the same time. I liked when he grabbed the one guy and he threw him up against the cavern and everything. I was like, yeah, take that, bitch. So they're all getting this captain dude. Now I don't remember why they need this captain dude, but it doesn't even matter because they're just saving him. So they're flying and everything, and they've got this guy, and he's fighting. It's very cool. I can't really describe how cool it is. You have to watch it. But Anthony Mackie or Sam comes in, and he swoops in and he saves the little captain dude. So then they're in this little cafe area, and he's trying to fix weather wings or whatever this bird thing is called. I can't remember off that. Red Hawk or whatever it's called. And Torres is all like, you got to do the thing. And he's like, no. And he's like, every time the engineers mess with it, it's always buggy. So I do it myself. So then Torres finds this red hand with a world emblem on it, and that stands for the flag destroyers. I think that's what they call themselves, and they're a group that believe that the world was better when before or after the snap, after the blip, the world was a better place, and then when everybody came back, it became crap again. So, and he's like tracking him down and everything. He looks good there. That's a good shot of him. So so then he's all they're just talking, and he's talking to him about like, hey, I heard Captain America might have went to the moon. There's rumors that he went to the moon. And Anthony Mackie, he talks about the Inhumans a little bit, and he's all like, you ain't got to worry about them and everything, the people up there. And I'm all like, ooh. I was like, now I wonder if Kevin Feige is going to bring in the Inhumans. I don't think he should, but if he does, I'll trust him. But if he uses the Inhumans from that show, I will not be happy because that show sucked balls. I'll tell you what. So then what he does is he goes to, it shoots over to this, and they're at the Smithsonian, and he's going to hand over a shield to be put in a case. Now, I didn't like this part of the program. I know some fans didn't like the fact that Falcon got the shield at the end. Me personally, I don't care. They're all like, well, Bucky should have got it first. And me, I go, I don't want Bucky as Captain America. I like him as the Winter Soldier. I like him being on the fringe of being like, he's a good guy, but he can do bad things. You know what I'm saying? So he's giving a really great speech and everything. And he's all like, I'm not the right person for this was Captain America, not me, kind of thing. And Rhodey is looking at him like, oh man, don't let us down and everything. So then he hands over the shield. They put it in a case. This guy congratulates him or whatever. And then they're walking through this stuff, and he's all talking about, he's like, when Captain America was all like, there's a right person for this to have this shield or whatever, and it was Captain America. And so that was pretty much the gist of that. It was not, I mean, like, yeah. So then we go back to this scene. Now, this is a scene, I can't remember this guy's name, but this Asian guy in here, they're in some other country. I don't know. I don't remember if it said it. Sorry. But this team of people there, he's all like, I'm going to go. The woman's like, half hour till last call. You want to get a drink kind of thing. And he's like, no, I want to work on our presentation for tomorrow. So I'm going to, go do that. And they're all like, oh, bummer and everything. So then this guy right here is going through with his bodyguards, and you get this security guard, and somebody pulls him through this wall, and it's Winter Soldier. It's Bucky before he gets turned into good Bucky when he's Winter Soldier, and he kills this guy. And unfortunately, in the background of this episode, the Asian guy from before is at his room door, and he's trying to get it open, and Bucky comes up and he's like, I didn't see anything. And Bucky kills him. He shoots him in the head. And you find out that that's a dream. He looks good right there. And then we flash over to he's actually in his psychiatrist's office. So he's talking to a psychiatrist. I like the little background here. It's very funny. And she's all like, well, tell me about your dreams. He's like, I don't have any dreams. And she starts writing. He's like, don't do the writing in the journal thing. And she's all like, you know, you need to tell me about your PTSD. I was a soldier too. You know, dead bodies, you know, mean something. And he's talking about like his progress and what he's doing and everything. And he tells a story. He's telling us of what he did with some people. And this woman used to, hail Hydra, I guess. I don't think she's a Hydra agent, but she used to help out Hydra and they would help her out a little bit. And so she's telling, him, I want, my dues kind of thing. And Bucky's, he turns her car on and he's moving it around. He's all like, what's rule number one? Rule number one is don't break the law. Rule number two is don't hurt anyone. And he's all like, well, shouldn't that be rule number one kind of thing? And then she's like, what's rule number three? And I think it was like make amends or some crap like that. I don't know, because they did a lot of talking, but although this was my favorite scene in this entire episode, I did like it a lot. I liked the back and forth. I think, what gets me is when it scenes like this, and in like WandaVision episode 8, when Agatha Harkness and Wanda are talking in the basement, I really like scenes like this because it proves you can write a whole episode where two characters in one space, and it can be compelling and very good and some of the best writing. But the thing is, people don't do it anymore. It's all about action sequences now. It's not about like crazy great writing, because this episode wasn't bad. It's just the writing on this was like okay, in my opinion. It could have been better, but we'll see how it goes. So he makes amends to that woman. He's all like, I'm the Winter Soldier. I'm trying to make amends kind of thing. And she gets arrested. And then he gives her his phone. She's like, you have no friends. And he's all like, sorry, I'm 106. I'm over 100 years old and everything. And she's like, you need to integrate yourself kind of thing. And so then we get to this Asian guy, this guy, which his name is unique something. I don't care. He's trying to throw his trash in this guy's bin, and he's like, no, get your own bin. And he's like, man, yours isn't even half full. Let me use your bin. He's like, no. And he's like trying to fight him and everything. And he's like, no, let's go get lunch. I'll pay. So they get lunch. And this girl right here is there flirting and everything. He's like, he wants to ask you out. And she's all like, tomorrow night I get off at 10, or tonight I get off at 10. I can't remember. And then he looks at these little cookies. I'm assuming they're cookies. I'm not sure. And he's like, my son, he was killed, and they said it was the wrong place, wrong time, but I don't know how he was killed or why. And it's really, it's a bummer not knowing as a kid, as a father. And as a father, I have to tell you right now, this really hit hard with me. I was very touched, especially later on when the girl starts talking about it a little bit. But your children, oh my goodness, to lose a child is the worst thing on the planet. I know it sucks. It's not fun at all. And you do feel empty inside for like a while, So there's that scene. I'm not going to go into that stuff real. So I shouldn't have mentioned that. So then gosh, I keep calling him Anthony Mackie because that's the actor's name, but his name is Sam. So Sam goes back to this little dock and he meets up with his sister. It says Wilson, Family Seafood. He meets up with his sister. There she is. She looks very pretty right there. She looks pretty later on too, but I like this look a lot better. I like her hair pulled up and like you can kind of see it in the background. Anyways, it's very everyday woman kind of thing. So they're talking, and long story short, she says she's going to sell the boat and everything because she can't make ends meet. She's spending more than she's making. And that's just because the boat sucks. And she's like, and he's trying to tell her like, we can make this work. And she's telling him, no, we can't. She's like, I've already come to terms with this. We cannot do this. I'm going to sell the boat. I'm going to take the money and run. And he's like, no, we can refinance, yada, yada, yada. And she believes him. She's like, okay, fine, let's do this kind of thing. And because he's going to use his star power to try to get another loan. Like that's how they're going to do it. And I get that portion of everything. And I really feel for him. And we'll talk about it a little bit later when we get to the bank scene. But yeah. So then Winter Soldier goes to this girl. She's like, stick around. I got to do a couple things and everything. And then she's like, you want to play a game, and they play Battleship. So they're playing Battleship, and she's winning apparently. And then she starts talking about the old man again. And like I said before, losing a child is really difficult. I know. So I can talk about it. And she says that, when you lose a spouse, you're called, a widow or a widower. When you lose a parent, you're called an orphan. But there's no name for when you lose a child. And she says maybe it's because it's the hardest thing to deal with. And it is very difficult. So there's that. So he goes over to the Asian guy's house because he's going to tell him what's going down. And he sees this little shrine right here. And so he can't tell him. So he's like, I owe you money for lunch. And so then he sees his name is on the list because that was his son that he killed. Sorry, I should go back to that picture. That's his son from beginning of the episode from his memory. And so they're here. Ooh. And so they're here, and they're back at the Wilson family house where his daughter lives, and they're making up these meals. I don't remember what the meals were for. They're for like some food bank or something like that. She looks good here too. I like that yellow that she's wearing, and she's got her hair done up. Although I did like her hair better in a ponytail and like coming down. Well, that's what a ponytail is. Anyways, but she looks great. That coat is great. So, and they're going to the bank right here. So then we switch over to Switzerland, and we get Torres here, and he is on the move. So he turns on his to videotape stuff, and he's got the little red-handed people, the flag destroyers. I think that's what they're called. And he's like, hey, do you know what we're supposed to do? And then this girl right here, which is, I believe, the girl from Solo, the Solo movie. I can't remember her name, the actress. So she's like, and everything, and they all come and get a mask. They put a mask on, and then they get a text that says run, or it says ran, which is run anyways. And so everybody starts running because they throw these bags out from a window. I'm assuming it's money. I don't know because they didn't show us. And this guy picks them up, and then the cops show up, and they're all running all over the place. And then two other people take those bags. And then this guy kicks a cop. Torres is like, I don't have jurisdiction, but you're under arrest and everything. The guy grabs the gun out of his hands, flips him over, and then stomps on his face. And he's obviously got some kind of superpowers. So I don't know what's going on there, and they really didn't give us any, and hopefully they tell us soon. So then back at the bank, Sam and his sister are sitting here talking to this guy. This guy's getting all happy about, meeting an Avenger kind of thing. And long story short, he tells them, no, you can't have a loan. He's all like, did Stark give you money? And it's kind of interesting that they don't get paid as Avengers. They just go off the goodwill. And he's all like, well, you've been, sucking on the goodwill teat for too long kind of thing. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what he said. I didn't write it down. So they say no. And it's a bummer because, it just sucks. So then they come out, and she's all like, no, and he's like, well, the boat's half mine, so you're not selling the boat and everything. And I have to tell you right now, this whole time I was on the sister side. It sucks giving up your legacy / sentimental stuff / your life. But if it's not working out, you gotta evolve or die. That's how it goes. And she's trying to evolve. She's trying to get on with her life, and and Sam is just trying to hold on to the past, which I get that. But at the same time, sometimes you have to cut your losses. You have to. It's just how it is. So then they take the meals to wherever they were going, and he's trying to fix the boat. Can't get it started, and then Torres calls him. So he's talking to him. He's showing him the footage, and he's like, who's this guy? And then he's like, wait, you don't think, and then that they have powers. But he's like, I'll talk to you later. So then his sister comes in, and she shows him the news. And it's this guy from before. And he's all like, we need a hero. America needs a hero. We need a symbol. So I give you the new Captain America. And then this guy comes out, and it's this white dude. And I have to say, I get where this show's going. I don't know if I like it, but what are you gonna do? I have seen a lot of people talk about how uninteresting this show is. I kind of have to agree a little bit in the sense that once we got WandaVision, it's kind of hard to deal with these not super powered people. I mean, Bucky kind of has superpowers and he's got the arm, and Sam's great. I love Sam. Sam's such a great character. I wish he hadn't gotten snapped, but what are you gonna do? But like I said, it's just yeah, it's like crazy. Overall, I did like this episode, but it's a slow start out the gate. And it's like, listen, with such a slow start and only having 6 episodes total, maybe you should have thought about it a little bit more. But at the same time, they still have time to make a great show. And I do have faith that they will. I have faith in Kevin Feige. I have faith in the team that did this, because so far this is good writing and this is good directing. So both are on par with excellence. I'm very curious to see where this story can go to make me think that this is a good show. If it's just some superpower terrorist group that wants to destroy the system and everything, I'm not interested in that, and I will feel like I've wasted my time. But you will see that on the season 1 review when all this is done. So that's my breakdown and review of this episode. Like I said, I liked it, but I'm curious to see where we go. Tell me, what did you guys think about this episode? What was your favorite part? Did you not like some parts? Are you like me and say Sam should sell that boat and get out of Dodge or whatever? Or are you with the sister? Or are you with Sam saying you should save it? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next Falcon and Winter Soldier review. You guys have a good day. Bye.